Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk to you guys about one of my biggest natural hair regrets or mistakes that I made, that if I could go back I would do a little bit differently. So a little bit background about me, because I took down my natural hair journey a long time ago. I was relaxed when I was younger and everything. Like, I've always worn braids. I started wearing weaves, and so then I just started relaxing the hair that I left out in the front of my head. And then I stopped wearing weaves because they got too expensive. And I started getting my own hair straightened. And then I decided to go natural. And after all of that, I never got a professional trim before in my entire life. Never. Not once. Like, there was one time where I was getting my weave done, and a guy who normally did my weave, he was just like, "Girl, you really need to trim your ends." And I'm just like, no, it's okay, just leave them alone. And so he just took it upon himself to start cutting the hair in the back of my head, but I got like really tense and antsy and stuff, and I think he got the picture that was not making me happy, so he stopped. Other than that, no professional person, at least, has ever cut my hair before. And since being natural, you guys have seen a video that I've done on how I trim my hair, which is a way that I've trimmed my hair a couple of times since I've been natural, but I've never actually had like one really big nice trim since going natural. Now, the reason why this is a regret is because what I did was like a long transition. So some people, like, they big chop and they just cut all their hair off, and they don't worry about transitioning. Some people transition for a little while so they can have some length to mess with, and then they cut off the heat damaged or relaxed ends. Some people just long transition, like some similar to what I did, and they might do little small trims here and there until they're fully natural. The thing that I did that I wish I would have done differently was, from the very beginning, when I first decided to go natural, I really do wish that I had just cut off all of my damaged ends. And I really do wish that if I hadn't chosen to do that, I wish that through the process of transitioning, I had been a little bit better about cutting the ends off. I was so attached to the length of my hair. I was so convinced that my hair was never going to grow that I was afraid to cut it off, because I was thinking, it took me so long to get to this length. Like, I don't want to cut it off. Like, that in turn has produced me being someone who I have reached really good lengths with my hair, and I'm still like a little squeamish about trims and cutting my hair. And as you guys noticed in like some of my earlier length checks, the hair at the top part of the part that I'm pulling would be thicker, and then I'll just have these thin little straggling ends that I'll be pulling down. That's essentially just the hair that managed to hold on for dear life. What I believe happens is that when you have the two textures, obviously the weaker texture or your relaxed and damaged ends eventually fall off, which is exactly what happened in my case, because I wasn't actually trying to cut them off. So they kind of just broke off or shedded out and phased herself out of my head. In the process of that, there was probably several times in my hair journey where I'll have natural hair that's long and natural hair that's short, because none of it just got cut all at the same time to give me this nice even texture. So my hair all over my head was just growing in all different rates because I had never trimmed it to be one consistent length. And what that does, I think, in the long run for our hair is, when it comes to styling our hair, achieving certain styles might be a little bit more difficult, because we have all these different, lengths and stuff. Also, the tangling my hair is always a very big chore, and it's always a whole lot more tedious than it has to be, because I have those longer strands that just like do all these little weird combobulations or whatever, and just cause so much more damage. So I think that if I were to give a piece of advice to someone who's just starting off being natural, maybe you might be afraid of going short, which I was. Maybe you might think your hair is not even going to grow, so why would you cut it off? Maybe you might think, well, you know, it might not be worth it. I don't know. But what I can say from my own experiences, if you're in the same boat that I was in, going forward, you'll be happy that you cut those ends off. Now, I'm not saying make some big dramatic change, because I know for me it was very hard to think of myself with really short hair. And I didn't think that I would be attractive with really short hair. So, you know, I was having a hard time with that. It's just a small part of your entire journey. And it's a small part that matters so much, because it really does set the tone for how your journey is going to be going forward. Having a head full of even, healthy ends really does help you appreciate and enjoy your hair a whole lot more than having hair that's all different lengths with knots and, you know, split ends and all kinds of madness going on in your head. You're making your life so much easier. Detangling, I can imagine, is so much easier. Styling is so much easier. And then the whole end results of having like full like hair that just, you know, has body and movement. All of that is made possible by having done that initial trim and then making sure to keep your ends healthy as you go forward. I think that I've stunted my own journey and my own growth just by being so afraid to let go of my ends. I don't subscribe to the idea that we have to have trims every 3 months. I think that's excessive. If your hair is not damaged and you don't have that much damage throughout your hair, you don't need to cut your hair every 3 months. If I could give that advice to you guys, I hope that this will be helpful. So yeah, bye YouTube. If you guys would like, you can check out my lint check, which is this video up here. This is my most recent lint check. You can check out whatever video I put down here. It'll be interesting, so you might want to check it out, whatever it is, if you haven't seen it yet. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like if you like it, comment, and subscribe. And let's think, if you guys want to have a little bit of a conversation, what is one of the biggest regrets, mistakes, or things that you did with your natural hair that you wish that if you could do it all over again, you do? If you have no regrets, just tell me. I have no regrets whatsoever. I mean, I know I shouldn't have any regrets, but I kind of do regret that.